in our mind to check the APIs is working correctly or not.
Okay. When it relates to negative testing, not
Hmm.
only APIs, not only API
Hmm.
testing, not only performance testing, not only security testing,
Hmm.
any
Hmm.
testing needs, we need, as a tester,
Hmm.
we need to make sure that we cover n number of negative scenarios, uh,
Hmm.
because positive testing can be done by most of them can do positive testing. I mean, if someone asks you to check if the user can log into the system with the
Hmm.
credentials, then he can do the testing. I mean, he can put in the username and password. But when it comes to negative testing, that is where a tester excels. Okay, now let me share my screen. I request everyone to open their notepad. Notepad, okay? Open their notepad, entire
Hmm.
screen, and share. Let me know if everyone can see my screen.
Visual assist. Visual.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now this is a pen. Okay, this is a Reynolds
Hmm.
pen. Okay, simple pen, a very simple pen. Now I request everyone to write negative scenarios for this pen. What all negative scenarios can you find? Let's say I've been given 10 pens, 10 Reynolds pen, and my pen is working perfectly fine. I mean, it is working perfectly fine. But there are some issues with the pens that have been provided to you, to each one of you. So I request everyone to write the negative scenarios for this pen. Whatever comes to your mind, write it down, please. Take your time and write down the negative, because this is really important. Because testing is all about how much you cover the negative scenarios, and how well you cover the negative scenarios. So just write what all negative scenarios you can get when you're testing this, only this simple pen. I'll give you 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. Take your time and write down the negative scenarios, please. Myself. Open notepad and start writing the negative scenarios. ఏంట్రా రెనాల్డ్స్ వాల్ పెన్ ఎందుకురా 145 రూపీస్ ఏ నబ్బ 9 రూపీస్ అది 10 రూపీస్ ప్యాక్ ఆఫ్ 20 శాస్త్రి గారు ఏ శాస్త్రి మన శాస్త్రి మన దీంట్లో కనెక్ట్ అయిందా దేంట్లో నీ దాంట్లో దేంట్లో క్లాస్ లో రా ఇంకా దేంట్లో గుర్తుపట్టినా ఎందుకు గుర్తుపట్టలే ఏమంటాడు ఏమంటారే ఇట్లా రా ఎట్లనో మామ ఏం మామ పెళ్ళయిందా అవలే అవలే దాన్ని కూడా కాలే ఇంకా కాలే అనుకుంటా వాడు ఇంకా అదే మహేంద్రాలు చేస్తున్నా అనుకుంటా ఎట్లున్నావు అని అడిగిందా మాట్లాడండి ఒకరోజు ఫోన్ చేసి శ్రీకాంత్ గారు అందరు మాట్లాడారు శ్రీకాంత్ ఉన్నాడా దీంట్లో లేదు లేదు మళ్ళీ అప్పుడు అడగలేము ఏమిరా పెళ్ళయిందా అడగలే ఆడు శ్రీకాంత్ గారు చెప్పిండు ఆడు చేసుకోలే శాస్త్రి ఆడు కూడా చేసుకోలే అని పండు తర్వాత ఫస్ట్ కాయగూరలు ఏం ముఖ్యమో అది చూడు మమ్మీ క్యారెట్ కీరా టమాటర్ ఇంకా క్యారెట్ కీరా టమాటర్ జుకీని జుకీని నువ్వు ఏం ఇంటర్నేషనల్ ఉండే జుకీని అందరు వండుతారే జుకీని అంటే ఏంటి చూపినా జుకీని అంటే ఇది అరే స్క్రీన్ షేర్ చేస్తున్నా ఏంటో వీళ్ళందరూ టీమ్ లీడరా ఎవరా అవును సాత్వికి వాళ్ళకి అవును దీనికి జుకీన్ కావాలంటే కీరా కాకుండా ఇక ఇదే జుకీని గ్రీన్ జుకీన్ కావాలంట ఏ తీసుకోరా ఎక్కడ కొత్తపేట పోతా కొత్తపేట కాదు పాటసింగారం is it completed?
Yes, Ashish. I have
Okay.
written some.
Okay. Krish, what about others?
Yes, Ashish,
Almost.
I have done it.
Almost.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Before I see the negative scenarios, I just wanted to mention that
Mm.
these are the only topics that are left over for manual API testing. One being authorization. Variables, I'll be re-explaining the variables once again. And we have mocking. How do we test the APIs using the mocking the server? Then data driven, which will be mostly used when it comes to testing with different data. And Newman is a command line tool where we will be testing our collections using the command line tool. And headers is nothing but we will be adding headers in our API request. I mean, additional headers we will be adding to our API request in order to test some of the, specific API requests. For that, we need specific headers, which we will be adding manually from our end. It will not be automatically added. We should add it manually. So these are the only topics which are left over for manual, where variables and mocking will take less time, but authorization and data driven and Newman might take a little longer time. Okay, after this we will be starting automation. We will be starting automation in API testing. Okay, so now Gautam, could you please share your screen? Let me see.
Actually, I'm on mobile. Can I just say?
Yeah.
I'm getting some
Yes.
background noise also. Like,
I think you can.
I can share. I can share.
Yeah, Nadia, please share. Yeah.
Okay.
me stop presenting.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Verify if the pen will work after you drop it. Okay. Verify if the pen will work after a period of time you didn't use it. Verify if the pen will work when you write on something else ex except paper. Verify if the pen will work when it is left in very cold temperature. Okay. Very hot temperature. Okay. Verify if the pen drops too much ink on the paper. Okay. Which means the leakage of ink, right? Okay. Nice.
Yes, yes.
And anything else which you can think of? Okay, one is verify, drop it. Okay, drop in the sense, okay, after you have dropped the pen, what exactly will happen to the
I
pen? The first one, the
Yeah,
first
it's
one.
broken. Yeah, it's also I did something like you twist it. It's like similar.
Okay, okay.
Oh yeah, I have from up. Sorry, sorry, I didn't show everything.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah,
When
it
the pen,
is yeah.
when
Verify
it,
if the pen is empty, if there is no ink,
uh-huh,
or when it's twisted or broken, or it
yes,
falls or something like this.
okay.
And
So, amazing. Okay, so this is how you create the way you have written the negative scenarios. Sorry, for the pen. In the same way, you have to think. You have to think in the same way when you're testing any any uh, any. I mean any testing topics like API performance or security or database or manual or automation as well. So in the same way as you have written, so at the earliest it might be difficult for you to create what they say directly on the tool. Like when I ask you to write a negative scenario on the Postman itself for the login functionality, it might be difficult for most of them. So do a practice like write it on a notepad or on an Excel or a Word document, then convert those scenarios into the request on the Postman. So as you have written, where the pen might not work in a hot temperature, very hot temperature, or might not work in a very cold temperature. So in the same way, when it comes to login or when it comes to, I can go with the login functionality. When it comes to login, you might say like a invalid user or invalid password, or both invalid and user and invalid password, or a blank username or a blank password, or when we click on login button, the login button might not work. So these things come into picture as a negative scenarios. And in API, I mean, they can be, you, it's your imagination. Your imagination which can give the, I mean, give the end point of negative scenarios. There can be n number of negative scenarios which can come through your mind. So you can cover all those, or you might also think like, as you have written the list of the ones which you have written, in those some might be very very important. Like a pen might not work in a very hot temperature, or might not work in a very cold temperature, or if the pen drops, the top of the pen, the ball which is used to write on the paper, that might have been broken, or the pen itself, the while holding the pen, the it might be broken, or the cap of the pen might have been broken. So these things, these all things come under negative scenarios. So this is how you construct a negative scenario for any type of testing. So we cannot, I mean, there is no certain standard, certain rule that, oh, negative scenarios can be only these many can be considered as negative scenarios. There can be n number of scenarios which can be negative. So that is how you construct. First, write it on a notepad or a Word document, then convert them as a request in your Postman tool when it comes to API testing, especially. So this is how you create negative scenarios. I hope given the answer, or to anyone?
Yes, Ashish.
Huh.
Yes, I got your point. So
Huh.
we need to check this scenario that I wanted to share my screen.
Ah,
So
yes,
did
yes.
I?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yes, yes.
Yeah. So are you able to see my screen, Ashish?
I think yes,
You
yes, yes.
stop. You stop yours, please.
No, no, I stopped mine.
Okay. But someone
No, no,
screen has
I can
opened.
see your screen. Yes, yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Click on ignore. Click on ignore.
click on.
Then it will.
Okay. o-
Hmm,
Okay.
hmm.
So that the things come in my mind. Firstly, I will check the ink. Is
Should
there any ink or
be
not? It means it's a
okay.
valid or
Huh,
invalid scenario. I
huh.
correlate that.
Hmm,
Okay.
hmm.
Another one, can we write on paper properly?
Correct.
That I just see is functionality working or
Huh.
not properly.
Okay.
Okay. Another one, don't tear the paper. It means it does not crash. So if I click on login button and it's the button is not working,
Hmm,
or like I correlate things like that.
hmm,
So
hmm,
can we hold pen in our hand properly? So
hmm,
it's related to all the stability.
hmm.
So when we do this like smoke testing we do, or we go in depth like
No, no,
so.
leave about smoke testing. Because
Okay.
that is a complete different topic. Smoke testing is
Okay,
different.
okay.
Huh.
Okay, okay.
Negative. Huh.
So we can take the example of sanity testing. So we go deep and narrow.
Hmm, hmm,
Like we can close the pen, tip tap, what you call it.
hmm,
So we
hmm,
can
hmm,
close the pen to
hmm,
like, and we can we can hold the cap
hmm,
behind that. So
hmm,
this type of things I thought, and that it should be solid type. So
hmm,
when we hold it, when we
hmm,
throw it or
hmm,
whatever, the pan should not be break.
hmm,
Okay. And
hmm,
then the same as Nadia wrote,
hmm,
temperature. So
hmm.
any temperature has not affected. It
Right.
doesn't mean
Okay.
that we put in it should be waterproof also.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you spoke
Mm.
about smoke and sanity.
Yeah.
Let's say uh, you went to a shop. Okay, you went to a shop and to buy a pen. Okay, to buy a pen. So do you really think that person will be knowing smoke testing or sanity testing?
No.
No, right? Okay. So
Mm.
uh, these uh, these
Mm.
jargons which we are using, I mean, the smoke testing, sanity testing, regression testing, retesting, all these
Mm.
are when we are
Mm.
completely completely working on some project or completely working on something. I mean, when we are given a job to perform these type of testings, but before doing these types of testing, before doing regression testing or smoke testing, sanity retest or exploratory or monkey testing, any type of testing, we need to know like what exactly is the functionality of the product is, and what is the main functionality that we need to test at the very beginning. Okay, now in the list, could you please let me know which do you think the most highest priority negative scenario that we need to test first? The list that you have given, which is the highest priority?
Mm.
If the pen works, if it
Correct.
writes.
Correct. Okay, what is the main functionality of a pen?
Mm. Mhm.
We have to write it on it. I mean, the pen should write, right? That is the main functionality. So
Mhm.
we have to think in that way. Then, see, smoke testing, sanity testing, these things
Mm.
come into picture when you are working in a project.
Yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
So we'll come
Mm.
to that testing techniques and types and all these things. Uh,
Mm.
but before that, we need to understand like what all covers under positive scenarios and what all covers under negative scenarios, and what all we should test under positive scenarios and what all
Mhm.
we test under negative scenarios. Then when
Mhm.
we combine these things and when we distribute or segregate these things, then they comes all those testing types and testing techniques. So first
Mhm.
we need to make sure that okay, we understand the product. First we
Mhm.
understand the product. what is the main functionality of the product or a main
Mhm.
functionality of a software. Let's say,
Mhm.
um, let's say, what do you? Okay, let's go with Facebook. Okay, what is the main functionality of a Facebook? Facebook is to connect to people. Okay, so
Mhm.
and what is a negative scenario that we need to test, or the main negative scenario is that can we connect? If we are
Yes.
unable to connect, then that is a negative scenario. Then these
Yes.
small areas, then we can segregate them, and then we can test them in any way. I mean, it all comes to one at last. It all comes to uh,
Mhm.
one reason, that is we should not have bugs. Uh,
Mhm.
whatever testing types or whatever testing techniques that you do. So all these will come under two things. One is positive and one is negative. So
Mhm.
we know what all positive we need to test, because we will be getting a document where we will be knowing what all positive testing we need to do. But when it comes to negative scenarios, that is where we need to make sure that we have covered most of the part.
So
And
one question आशीष here,
hmm,
sorry to ask.
हाँ हाँ
So
हाँ या
like जैसे अभी हमने बोला कि हमने पेन का
हिंदी
sorry
हिंदी
sorry sorry so Ashish,
हाँ,
as we see pen, so
हम्म,
the first thing that should come in our mind
हम्म,
first is functionality.
yeah,
Is it working in positive way or in negative way, right?
correct, yes,
Okay,
true,
okay,
very true.
okay,
If
okay.
we buy a pen,
So,
हाँ,
Arvind, lots of people say they
हम्म,
give us to write the test cases or
हम्म,
anything. When
हम्म,
you see any fan, when you see anything, any
हम्म,
object, so
हम्म,
they tell you
हम्म,
how to like write test cases on that.
हम्म,
So like you can take the example of fan. Okay,
yes,
so the first functionality is it working or not? It is switch on or off, the first
हम्म,
functionality.
हम्म,
Okay, so like doing this, so
हम्म,
we can improve of writing test cases like on
yes,
functionality only.
yes.
Okay, okay, okay,
This all comes with experience. Once you
okay.
start writing, I
Hmm.
mean, what I suggest is, if
Hmm.
everyone are into if everyone are into manual testing, I mean, trying to learn manual testing or into manual
Hmm.
testing, take some
Hmm.
scenarios. Take a scenario. You can take like your fan or traffic lights. You can go with
Hmm.
traffic lights. I mean, it's a most what they say, high what is a highlighted question in many of the interviews, like
Hmm.
can you provide me the positive and negative scenarios of traffic lights. So this
Hmm.
is mostly asked. So you can,
Hmm.
there's one website, this Guru 99, okay, someone okay, Guru 99.
Hmm.
I think this will really help
Hmm.
if you're coming into software
Hmm.
testing, or if you're changing your profile from different profile to software testing, or if you have a lot of gap between your career and if you want to jump into software testing, uh,
Hmm.
the base is always manual testing. So what I
Hmm.
request is,
Hmm.
I've gone through this, and I found this really helpful actually. So
Hmm.
go to this guru99.com. Okay, and in
Hmm.
here, once you come to guru99.com.
Share your screen, please.
Oh, sorry. I haven't. Okay. Mm, entire screen share. Okay. Okay. Now come to this guru99.com. Okay. Once you come in here, scroll down very slowly. Then here you you find under live projects, there is a first link. Under live projects, there is a live testing project. Okay.
Hmm.
This testing project, I mean, it is of 13 days. I really highly recommend everyone to s- perform this, go with this project. The reason why, because uh, the first thing is it requires software testing fundamentals, which is the base for every testing, for API, database, performance, automation, security, everything. Okay. When I do
Hmm.
a right click on this link, okay, it gives all, I mean, everything about manual testing, everything about software testing and manual testing, everything. I mean, each and every information. Okay, so
Mhm.
once you go through this tutorial here,
Mhm.
register for this project. Okay, it is a live project. Okay, it is a live project. Register for this project. You will be provided a documentation. Okay, you will be provided a
Mhm.
documentation, and you will be provided with with the instructions on what to test, how to test, and what all test cases and what all test scenarios that you need to cover in this project. So it will be really helpful. So go for
Mhm.
this, and make sure that you complete this 13 day, I think 13 days, right? Yeah, it is about 13 days. So
Mhm.
go for this, and it will be really helpful, especially for the ones who are
Mhm.
trying to shift from a different profile to the software testing profile, or who have a
Mhm.
career gap and want to get into software testing. This will really
Okay.
help. I mean, you
Mhm.
will have a hands-on experience with the test case scenarios writing,
Mhm.
test cases writing, and
Mhm.
what all the topics will be covered, and what all scenarios will be covered, and what all areas that you'll be covered, and how exactly a documentation looks, how
Mhm.
exactly a documentation looks, and how what
Mhm.
exactly you need to read out from the documentation. This is
Mhm.
not related to API testing at all. This is really not related to API testing. This is a
Mhm.
base. This is a base
Okay.
for your testing.
Okay.
This will really, really help. So
Mhm.
register for this project, and start doing it from today or tomorrow. I mean,
Okay.
it's really good. It's really, really good. And it's a live
Mhm.
project, so it will be fun when you are doing it. And
Mhm.
each and every topic is explained very clearly with a real good example and real good videos. So whenever you have doubts regarding manual testing, especially manual testing, then you can come in here and you can go through this. I I,
Mhm.
re- I really don't recommend any other YouTube videos or Udemy or any other videos, because it will really confuse you a lot. Here they it's most of theory. It's not a video session. So, but still, give time, spend time on this. You will really help. You will really excel in manual testing. I highly recommend. Okay, so this is how you do it now. Okay, so we okay. Any other queries or concerns that we have till now? The topics that we have covered till now. Everyone know how to create a workspace. Everyone know how to create a
Yes.
collection and folders, and add requests under the folders, and how to test them. Okay. Um, do we need a body for a post request
Yes.
Yes.
and for a put request?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And okay. Mm, yes, yes. Anyone has any queries or um, any queries, any concerns? Because I'll be starting topics from tomorrow. Today I
Mhm.
just a brush up, I can say. So
Okay.
any concerns, any queries? If not, then we can end the session. But if anyone has any doubts, any queries till here, I mean, okay.
Uh,
Now, yeah, yes, please.
mhm. Any site like this Guru 99 for API, like for live projects that we can practice
um,
something similar.
Nah, 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 dear. I tried my level best to find out. But see, I didn't find any. But the ones which we have now, like the JSON placeholder and fake REST API, and these all you can try. But there's no live project. I mean, live API one. I didn't find any. I didn't find any. You can test from
Oh,
there.
okay.
Yeah, and yeah, I think so, I think this one you can. This is a live one only. If you go in here, NASA Open APIs. This NASA has provided the APIs. So these are the APIs provided by NASA. So this you can consider as live ones only. You can test it from here. NASA and all these. I mean the ones which. There's one more as well. NASA. We have. I think this is for Twitter. This is Twitter. I think X is Twitter. Here also you can go and X APIs. See, you can. We haven't covered authorization yet, so that is the reason I am not stressing more on this because we do need authorization. We need to have authorization in here, so that is the reason I'm not stressing on these APIs. But you can find many where you can test your APIs. Um, and these are the ones I think NASA. You can go for NASA and uh, what else? What else? Postman, yeah, collaborate. And this I think this public resource I can provide you the website. Here you can find, maybe you can find a lot of APIs which you can test. So these are the ones. I mean, real time live project. I think it is only when you uh, get into the company, then you will find the real ones.
And one
Huh.
more thing, Ashish.
Huh.
See, we are using REST APIs, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And with the help of Postman, we
Hmm.
are like we are test REST APIs, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So my question is,
Hmm.
see, we write HTTPS methods like get, put, post, and when we write any query in get, okay,
Hmm.
we need to, like, we are going to check any ID or any product or any single product. We need to get, or we need to retrieve the data from the server, right?
Hmm.
So my main question is,
Hmm.
when, like, are these queries will be stored in get, or it will be gone, like we need to, if we need to get again, so we can't do it. You know what I
Uh,
mean?
you can save it as an example if you want to
Okay.
run and save it as an example. Like if I send this,
Hmm.
you have here, you have an option to save response to file, and you can save it as an example. But if you
Okay.
don't want to, then I think you can go ahead and click on send once again. But if you
Hmm.
want to save it, then you can save it as response to file.
Okay.
I think it's an example. We have an option of example. Where did it go? Where did it go?
Because when I did soap, so they
Uh-huh.
said you can, like, in soap you can save, like, you can save things on soap. So but here you cannot do
Yes,
so.
yes, because this is headless. I mean, it will not store what you have requested for. Okay.
Okay.
What
Okay.
you have requested to the server, that will not
Hmm.
be stored in the server anymore. Once it gives out the response to you, it clears
Hmm.
out all the requests that you have asked for. Then you have to
Hmm.
request once again in order to get the
Hmm.
response. That is headless
Okay.
and headless state. That is how REST is all about. REST
Okay.
REST is an headless state. Means it will not
Headless state. Okay.
headless. Yeah, it will not
Okay.
save your request. It will not save
Okay.
any of your information. Once it gives
Okay.
you the response, it's done. Again, if you
Okay.
want to have the response, then again you need to do. Again, you need to request for it.
Yes.
So, okay. Examples. Set some example. Where did it go? There's something down those. Response. Okay. You can, if you want to save, you can just click on the save response, which will save as an example. Like if you send this, and if you want to refer for future reference, just click on the save response, and it will be saved. And you can just so this is how you can save your response.
Yes, yes, yes. I mean, sorry, Ashish. This thing was coming. Yeah. So and then I confused. Oh, what has happened here? Any new things come here? Because I did this and
Uh,
I got confused.
okay, okay.
So yeah.
This is just an
Okay. Okay.
example which you can save as an
Okay.
example. Okay.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
any other queries, any other concerns till now, the topics. And there's one more change in the Postman tool. If you come in here and go to scripts, if you're using the latest version, earlier
Hmm?
the scroll bar was not visible. Now they have
Yes.
given us scroll bar, so now you can see all the snippets under the, like, you have
Okay.
this option. So this is a new development which they have done,
Mm.
which you can use for the snippets. And this is the only change I can see as of now. Packages and
Okay.
snippets, which under the same section.
Okay.
And yeah, so if there's nothing, then we can end. Tomorrow we will be covering
Mm.
mocking the server and variables, and we'll take authorization at the last.
Okay.
Yeah, mocking variables and Newman also. Newman is after the authorization. We'll go after the authorization. We have Newman. Headers
Mm.
will come under authorization only. So mocking and these things we will be covering tomorrow. Okay. So
Mhm.
so everyone are now they can they can create a workspace collection folders
Mm.
and add the requests and add the
Yes,
body.
yes,
Right?
yes, yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
one more thing, Ashish,
Uh-huh.
I need to know about the scripts. Actually, it's not in my mind. So when you opened it, then I come to know.
Yeah, we will be covering this
Mm.
when we come into automation. When we
Okay.
come into automation, we will be covering what exactly this each line of code
Okay.
uh, uh, is defined. I mean, what exactly each line of code or each line of word is all about. We will be covering that.
Yes, and one more thing, Ashish,
Uh,
that I was working on an application that name is Pay 360. Okay,
uh-huh,
one of my friend he gave me. I told you in the beginning.
uh-huh,
So what I do here, so it's a so there is a payload. Okay,
uh-huh,
when I open that application
mm,
and when I hit anything that they have product list, they have employee list,
mm,
they have their own payroll.
mm,
Okay, so when I click on anything,
mm,
so when we do inspect, like we inspect that,
mm,
so when we
mm,
see the APIs, we go
mm,
in payload.
mm.
So in the payload, they have the body in the payload also.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So
Uh,
what I did, so what if I need to okay, once I'll do it, so I will come with it tomorrow. I'll
this
check
is
it.
yeah,
Mm.
this is a payload.
Okay.
And
Okay, yes.
if when it comes to API testing,
Hmm.
they will be providing you the payload. I mean, the
Okay.
documentation. The documentation should be provided with the payload. Payload is
Okay.
nothing but it's a body. It's a
Okay.
body.
Okay.
It's a body
Okay.
which we will be adding when we are testing post any request. Get and delete might also have a body at times. I mean, 1%, only 1%. But in documentation, they should be provided with the
Mm.
payload, what all information that you need to add in the body information. And it should be JSON, or it should be text, or it should be HTML. All
Yes.
this information should be provided in
Yes.
the documentation.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So I just learned. Just click on Beautify, Ashish.
Uh-huh.
Just
Yeah.
click on Beautify.
Uh-huh.
So it looks like it makes your code beautiful.
Yes. 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 It is. Yeah. True. True. If it is all clustered, then just click on Beautify. Then it will. I mean, structure. It will structure
Yes,
your.
structured. Yeah.
Yeah.
So little things I did.
Good. Good, good, good. Very good, very good, very good.
And thank you, Ashish,
I,
for like yeah. I really thankful to you.
it's my pleasure,
Mm.
and I'm
Mm.
really happy that you
Mm.
know. I hope everyone are practicing, and I'm really happy that one day it will be easy for everyone to test APIs, any given APIs. It might be manual
Mhm.
or automation. That is my
Mm.
target.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you,
No
Ashish, for
worries,
that.
no worries.
Yeah.
So
Thanks.
you're welcome. So
Mm.
if there are no other questions, no other queries, no other concerns, then we can end the session today. And keep learning and keep practicing. And
Yes.
please, please, please go for this manual testing thing. Uh, it it really helps. It really helps. I
Mhm.
mean, it is a base.
Yes.
Manual testing is the base. So
Yes.
it's really hard to teach manual testing. It's really hard for me. It's really hard. But if you find someone, then it's really good. But you have to practice from your end as well. How to do manual testing, writing
Ashish,
test cases.
Arvind is teaching them.
Arvind is teaching.
Yes, Arvind. Like he has good command on manual, so
Okay,
he's teaching. Yes.
amazing. Good, good,
Yeah.
very good, amazing. Then yeah, great, great.
So we really wanted to for SQL queries, if you can take it.
SQL queries
Yes.
in the sense. Sorry,
Like
I didn't get it.
in manuals, so they
Uh,
nowadays they are asking for SQL queries,
uh-huh.
so MySQL. So sometimes they ask join, sometimes they ask like
Mm.
these type of main queries. So
Nah,
if you know,
SQL testing doesn't come under manual testing. I mean, SQL, that is completely a different testing.
Mhm.
Database testing is completely different, and manual
Okay.
testing is different. Manual testing is like when when you have given a pen, okay,
Mhm.
how do you test it? How do you write a positive scenarios and the negative scenarios, and positive test cases, negative test cases, and but database,
Yes,
this
yes, yeah,
SQL,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I know that. Yes,
yeah,
it's completely different picture.
different,
But
yeah.
nowadays, for just using the data or fetching the data, so
Mm-hmm.
they are using like of course they are using API is in boom,
Hmm.
but SQL they're all also asking about like SQL. So
Okay, okay.
how good are you at
Sure, sure. I'll
query?
plan for that.
Yeah.
Once the API is done, I'm planning for performance testing. But yeah, I'll plan
Okay.
for SQL because SQL, yeah, SQL is really hard for. I mean, really hard to explain in theoretical part. It's more of 99%. It's practical. Practical.
Yes,
It
yes.
should always be practical because there you cannot say like. If you want to get all the records from a table,
Mhm. Mhm.
select star from like customers
Employee
table
table.
from customers
Yes.
table. So I can say select, okay, add this star so that you get all the records, or remove the star and add a column name over there. Select column name and then from customers table. So only that specific column will be rendered, or select star comma and the column name, then it will be a column name and then all the specific column, and then star will give all the you know all the respective columns. So this is all about how do you practice.
Okay.
It's just, I mean, one line statement, but it is all about practice over there mostly. Yeah, i'll,
Mhm.
I'll plan for that.
Okay.
I'll plan for that, but yeah.
So once you will start these SQL queries, so we will be in sync. So you take 5 or 7 or 10. So we practice like W3. I saw W3, but
Yeah.
someone if we are someone in with sync, so that will be easier to get it. Okay, so we do together. So that is like more enjoyable study. Yeah.
True, but yeah, I'm still not thinking about that because
Okay.
API
Okay.
we
Okay.
is
Okay.
really vast.
We are in yeah.
Yeah, once
We are
API
in
is done,
middle.
then yeah, then we
Yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
look into that. Okay.
Okay, okay. Okay, Ashish. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Thank
And
you.
take
Thank
care.
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have rest.
You
Bye.
too, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye
Bye,
bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Ashish.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, Ashish, for today.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
It
Dania.
was helpful to have a revision.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Bye
So
bye.
so there is course tomorrow, yes,
Yes, yes. Yeah, it will be a
as
regular.
usual.
Yeah, it will be regular
Hmm.
sessions. It will be regular sessions.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay then. Okay. Thank you and have a nice day.
You too.
Bye
Have
bye.
a nice day. Bye bye.
Bye everyone. Bye bye.